The following match is a six-man tag match, and it is set for one fall.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mike Fresh. With me is Jason Heat. You are watching 1CW, and that is a lot of meat in that ring.
These are three of the biggest men you can find in professional wrestling. In the leather vest, it's Sinester X. In the purple, it's the human Terminator Solo, and towering somehow above both of them, the emissary Tiberius, all apparently ancillary members of the Styles stable. They seem to multiply like rabbits.
And you can't forget, also in the ring, the man with the worst mug in the business, Derek. Said that there were some of the biggest men in the ring, but there is one bigger about to get in there, a stranger, no stranger to Tiberius Asante, because they've fought all over the DMV. That is the mountain of a man, Everest.
Yeah, if you're looking at the screen and you see one dude who's really, really, really big, that's Everest. Now, next to him with the mohawk, my bud, the Mosh Haas, JB Anderson, and of course El Jefe, Miguel Del Barrio in the red. If you're wondering if this team is a bit of an assortment of oddballs and misfits, hey, you are absolutely correct, but there's one thing that bonds all the members of Team Everest. You know what that is?
What's that?
They love to fight. Not just wrestle, not just compete. These three men love to fight.
And the violent breed, JB Anderson, has proven that. This guy is a walking mosh pit. This is a guy who will turn violence from anything.
JB Anderson is the Mosh Haas, but right now in the ring for Team Everest, I'm just going to go by who the tallest members of the team are to name them. I think that that's going to be my criteria. So representing Team Everest is Miguel Del Barrio, coming from the neighborhood, and representing Team Tiberius is in fact the emissary who believes in enlightenment through pain. I think we're about to go to church.
Looks like Miguel Del Barrio's already going to have an out-of-body experience with that huge slam by Tiberius Asante.
Yeah, the sermon has begun. Tiberius truly believes he is descended from a lineage of gods and channels his ancestors for strength.
And I can tell you, with some of the impressive performances that Tiberius Asante has put on inside this very ring, he might just be right. But coming in is now Solo, the Human Terminator, turning Miguel Del Barrio inside out.
We saw Solo return under the, the management of the Styles stable just a few months ago in a absolutely brutal match. This guy is a human tank.
I mean, we have some people that are huge, some people that love to fight. Solo is all power and all explosiveness. Don't let, a lot of times you see these bigger guys and they move a little bit slower. No, Solo moves almost as quick with the cover, almost as quick as a cruiserweight sometimes. He's just fast.
Nitrous oxide flowing through his veins instead of blood, baby.
Miguel Del Barrio thankfully getting rolled and tagging out to JB Anderson.
The thrash metal marauder throwing fists, throwing headbutts, and just immediately getting knocked down by Solo.
Sinester X looking like he wants to go for a little bit of a assist there. I don't think that's going to do much damage to the guy that headbutts lockers just for fun.
Well, I don't know that it won't do damage. It's just that JB Anderson is used to getting up from it. You know what I mean?
A little bit. And then in comes Sinester X himself. Sinester X, a long history here in 1CW. One of the most violent and vile men ever to step between those ropes.
Yeah, I was asking around. I heard only two things. He's a big, mean man, and he's both hateful and hates everyone.
That sounds like everything that I have seen from Sinester X in this ring.
I will say this, to an extent, Sinester X looks a little bit like JB Anderson if JB had a Mario mushroom, right? Like, this is like the power-up version of the Machos.
Just flooring him, and I could see that. Maybe we got to check to see where Sinester X was 20-some years ago, see if he crossed paths with JB's mom at any point.
Oh, I regret that implication deeply. And JB Anderson attacking him like he's got daddy issues.
And JB Anderson, I gotta say, you can see it's not the heart on this guy, it's how much he just loves to fight. He's going toe to toe. He's not caring how much he's getting hit. And whether it's Solo, whether it's Sinester X, he's putting up a fight there.
JB Anderson has been fighting his whole life. He says this is the only place it's legal to headbutt people. There's too many rules in the real world, and I assure you, Sinester X is also someone who has run afoul of the laws of society.
With a cover. Just not enough to put JB Anderson out just yet. And I would love at some point as the GM to find a way to ban Dazzling Derek from the ring, because my God, that guy is garish to look at.
Very difficult to muscle anyone the size of JB Anderson, but Sinester X has been doing it, and now Miguel Del Barrio.
In comes Miguel Del Barrio. Just catches him in midair. And Sinester X going for the cover.
Trying to leave Miguel Del Barrio catatonic.
The referee making sure that choke wasn't a legal cover. In comes Tiberius Asante.
Both of these teams are filled with intimidating personalities, but man, Team Tiberius, what a dominant assemblage of talent. You want to talk about a super heavyweight division. That is a heck of a team to field right there.
I gotta say, 1CW, where the big boys play.
Miguel Del Barrio looking to take Tiberius Asante down to a smaller size. Immediately coming in to capitalize, and Miguel almost looked at first like he was going to try and hit a strike and realized, hey, I may have a moment here. Let me switch up the game plan. I appreciate that.
I got to tell you, attacking Tiberius right in the head, just going for kick after kick to those heads is a great idea. And Solo leveling Miguel Del Barrio.
Solo, I think, is the complete package here. As you were saying before, Solo brings a level of speed and explosiveness to the table that can counter someone like Miguel Del Barrio.
This doesn't look good for Miguel. Oh, huge!
Tiger driver, and it does take the thrash metal marauder to break it up.
Solo looking like he wants to take on all three men himself.
I think Solo would have a better than average shot at being able to survive that, to be perfectly honest.
So far, we still haven't seen the big man step between the ropes.
X Factor to Solo, and you may be about to get your wish. The freshest man in the match, the guy that you definitely make sure is batting cleanup. Everest may be on his way in.
And there comes the big man. In comes Tiberius Asante, too.
A walking mountain of a man is Everest. We've seen these two fight. We've seen these two tag. They know each other very, very well.
And Everest clearing house. Tiberius Asante. Oh no, he's got him by the throat. Tiberius gives him with the eye rake to break that up.
Tiberius Asante believes that life is suffering, and he is certainly trying to bestow that lesson onto Everest, who's going one more time and hits the biggest choke slam in the land.
1, 2, 3. That's all she wrote.
From the top of the mountain all the way down.
And Sinester X and Solo just abandoning Tiberius in the middle of the ring.
The style stable is not necessarily one for loyalty. I'm curious how that's going to play out in our main event. But Dazzling Derek's still in there, and I don't know if he's given up on Tiberius, but clearly the rest of the team was out of there as soon as the 3 count.
I wish somebody would keep Dazzling Derek in that ring for just a couple more minutes, because I'd like to see him go toe-to-toe with Everest.
They were an odd assemblage. They were super successful. The boys who love to throw down your winners. Jamie Anderson, Miguel Del Barrio, and the mountain that is masquerading as a man, Everest.
In rolls Derek to check on Tiberius. Everest and them celebrating on their way out. Tiberius does not look happy. Again, he was abandoned by his partners in the middle of the ring. Whoa, 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 here comes Bad Bad Banks.
And that woman we saw earlier. And they've,
And she just told Derek no.
And they've got a friend too. Oh no. She's that down. Listen, I know what recruiting season looks like when I see it. Before, maybe it was an old friend, but now, this woman looks like she is trying to wake up something inside of Tiberius. You may not like that.
Bad Bad Banks in Tiberius's face after the shove. What's he telling him in there? If it's anything that's going to get him away from Derek, it can't be a bad thing.
Cooler heads may have prevailed. Not that I ever condone putting your hands on someone, but wow. Tiberius being led by the beard.
She just caged the beast with one move of her hand, forcing him to help her down. This is a boss lady.
I have absolutely no idea what Bad Bad Banks just told Tiberius, but it has changed his life. And by extension, I think it's going to change all of ours coming down the line.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mike Fresh. With me is Jason Heal. We've got to find out what's going on.